your product, Alphajoe, and why you should use it and things like that.
So yeah, I mean, Alphajoe is it's a simple product. It's a simple formula. It's what I refer to as a coffee booster. I don't know, 10 years or so ago, something like that. I did a review of bulletproof coffee. Because back it was very popular. People were asking me, and I gave it a fairly neutral review. But I'm a big coffee guy, and people said, "Okay, wise guy, what would you put in coffee?" And I was like, that's a fair question. What would I put in coffee? So I came up with a formula, very simple formula. It's creatine, CreaPure. It's organic cocoa, non-processed cocoa, and L-tyrosine. And I started making my formula. And I put it on Brink's Own, and a lot of other people started making it. And consistently, people kept saying, Will, if you would just put that in a bottle, like make that a product for us, we'd buy it from you. Right. And I never really wanted to get into this. I like doing my consulting. I like doing my formulas. The supplement industry as an owner has it's a pain in the ass, and it's got a high burnout factor. So I just kind of resisted. But, I offered the formula to a couple big companies that I sort of said, okay, I'm going to offer this formula to some big companies that I work for. And if they say no, well, then maybe that's the universe telling me it's time to do my own thing. So, right. And I still tell people, I still give away the formula. I mean, if you want to make it yourself, go right ahead, Yeah. But people know me. They know I'm going to source it. They know it's going to be in the doses and the ratios that I basically recommend. It's a simple formula, but it definitely takes coffee to an 11. That's what I like to say. Okay. It does all the things for coffee, but again, you're getting the additional benefits of the cocoa, which has a lot of benefits to antioxidants and nitric oxide synthesis, and you get your creatine. And tyrosine is a really interesting amino acid that is the direct precursor to the sort of stimulatory neurotransmitters, dopamine and norepinephrine, that type.
Just for the layman out there, so just quickly, what is, so I got 5 minutes, what is like the major benefit of the Alphajoe? Like, what's the difference when you drink that as opposed to regular coffee? Like, what are you going to feel? Besides the creatine,
Just that edge, yeah. I mean, just additional sort of mental focus and energy. It lasts longer. Okay. I think I didn't really make it as a pre-workout because it's not that strong. I don't I don't really like stimulants. I've never liked. I took ephedrine once in my whole life. I hated it. Right. It was not for me. I don't like. I'm already a type AAA personality. I really don't need. So I like it. It has a sort of a smoother, longer, elevated feel. It's like say like coffee, but a bit more, and lasts longer. Would be. There's no sort of drop off or there's no sort of a crash. That some people get with coffee. It tastes good. Just the sort of number one rule. Because again, people are always asking me, how come you don't put X, Y, Z, or how come you don't put this? And my first comment to them is, have you ever put that in coffee? Because it's going to taste like shit. That's the first thing. Like, can it go in coffee? So the first rule is don't ruin the taste of the coffee, right? Yeah. Creatine has no taste. Tyrosine has no taste. And the cocoa it tastes really good. So it improves the taste of the coffee. So it just tastes good, But it does definitely have a sort of a prolonged, smoother mental effect to it.
Awesome.